Hello, amazing artist friends. I am so glad that you guys could join me for a lesson in a video since we can't be together at school in our wonderful art room. Um, this is my first time doing videos, so they might be kind of weird. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, um, oh, your color wheels. Wow, you guys, they look amazing. You remembered the colors that go next to one another on the color wheel? Next door neighbors on the color wheel are called analogous colors. You guys had all your analogous colors going in the right order. Variety. There was so much variety in the items that you use. Shoes, clothes, books, paper, markers, lots of toys, even rocks, plants. Oh, smartest artist question. What would you guess was used in more color wheels than anything else? Go ahead, take a guess. If you guess Legos, you're correct. There were so many color wheels that had Legos in them. Legos are great for all kinds of stuff and color wheels. Okay, so each week when we have a lesson, you guys will take a picture of your artwork and send it to me, and then I'm going to create these galleries so that we can see one another's work. If we were at school, we would have all our artwork hanging on the walls and we could look at them and talk about them. So now we're just going to have that in these galleries on the computer. So let me introduce our artist. This is our artist, Andrew Wyeth. Andrew Wyeth is actually one of Mrs. Heinzelman's favorite artists. He is a watercolor artist, Andrew Wyeth. He is from the Northeast. He grew up in Pennsylvania, but he did live in Maine for a while. Since he's from America, we say he is an American artist. That's right. So I'm going to show you a few of his paintings. Andrew Wyeth is a master at creating light. And how do you create light in your artwork? Right, different values. And look at the texture on those curtains. He really gives you that sense that the wind is blowing. You could imagine how those curtains would feel. He creates such good texture in his work. Another painting, and that one's called Wind from the Sea. This painting is called Christina's World. And just look at all that grass. You can just imagine how it feels by how Andrew Wyeth has painted so much texture in the grass. He didn't just paint a big flat yellow patch or a big brown patch. All the texture in those, or the variety in the values and the texture really helps you to get a sense of how that would feel. That is texture. The last painting we're going to look at is this painting. And this is the farmhouse that he lived in. This one is actually in Maine. Now, something that's very interesting about Andrew Wyeth is his dad was an artist, he was an artist, and his son was an artist. So they had 3 generations of artists in their family. Pretty neat. Andrew Wyeth painted a lot of houses, and that's what we're going to work on this week. So because you guys aren't at school in the art room, I don't know where you are, and you don't know where I am. So I thought it would be really neat if we painted a picture of our house. So what I want you to do is I want you to go outside and really look at your house and think about the elements of art. So our first element of art, line. When you look at your house, I'm sure you're going to see some lines. If you have bricks, you've got lines in the brick. If you have siding on your house, the siding is in long pieces that have lines. Well, what shape is your house? Shape is the next element of art. Do you have some diagonal lines that make triangles? Do you have some vertical lines that kind of make big rectangle shapes? So I want you to look at all those lines and shapes on your house, and I want you to draw it out with a pencil. So here's your pencil sketch. Draw your house whatever it looks like, whatever lines and shapes are going to show us that it's your house. But then I want you to think about Andrew Wyeth's artwork. Remember, he used a lot of texture. So with your pencil, just by drawing the lines in your roof or your shingles, that's going to create some texture, because when you paint over this with your watercolor paint, those pencil lines will still show through and it will give it some nice texture. Same thing with your yard. Do you have bushes in the front of your house? Do you have grass? Do you have concrete? Think of all those things and how can you create some texture so that we can imagine how those things feel. So Mrs. Heintzelman painted a picture. This is my house. I have a greenhouse, and you can see it has siding. So I have these lines in my house. I have bricks. It's hard to match my finger up. I have bricks here. So I drew the lines in, and then when I painted over it, you can still kind of see them, and that creates that texture. Here on the siding above the garage, you can see the texture there. And then also in the roof shingles. So think about all those things as you are working on your house. Also, details. What's going to make your house look different than your neighbor's house? All the little details that you add to your artwork help to make it your own. They help to make it special to you. So notice what's on Mrs. Heintzelman's front porch. There's her black cat Harold. Yep. And we also were drawn with some chalk on the driveway. So here's my chalk, and I wrote, "Love home." Because we're spending so much time at home, there are so many things we can do at home. So we don't have to just sit and watch television. You can go outside and play, and spring is happening right now, and everything's starting to grow, and all the birds are singing. It's wonderful. But you can spend time with your family playing games. You can spend time doing artwork with your family. We're worshiping at home. There are just so many neat things that we can do this time while we're at home. So take some time. Remember, there's no prize for finishing first with your artwork. Really take some time and look at your house and see what lines and shapes make up your house, and get your pencil drawing down, and then go back with your watercolors and fill it in. Now, if you don't have watercolors at home, that's okay. You can use markers or crayons. But since Andrew Wyeth is our artist that we're talking about this week, if you have watercolors, I'd really like for you to use those. Okay, so Andrew Wyeth, watercolor, lots of texture, lots of value to create a sense of light in your artwork. So use light and dark colors. Don't just make everything real flat. When you have finished with your house drawing, send it to me, and then I'm going to have a gallery and I'll put them up, and it'll be so neat to be able to see where everybody is. And I'm also going to include this week in the lessons, I'm going to include a bunch of other resources, because maybe you're like me and you don't want to just do art one day a week. So I'll have lots of different things going on if you are interested in those. It's totally up to you. Anyway, so that's it. So I look forward to seeing your houses, and yeah, hang in there, praying for you guys, and stay healthy. All right, bye.